Today we were talking about the cost. What could it cost you being in the wrong flood zone? What could it cost you having the wrong flood insurance option? And what could it cost you not knowing if a property has flooded before? So if these are the issues that you're concerned with, stay tuned in this video. Hello, my name is Chris Green, president and owner of the Flood Insurance Group. And today we're talking about three things. We're talking about cost when it comes to flood insurance. We're talking about cost when it comes to flood zones. And we're talking about cost when it comes to properties that have flooded in the past. So let's talk about insurance options first. Just recently we spoke to a customer who says, hey, I wish I would have known that private flood insurance was an option before taking out this National Flood Insurance Program policy for $4,000 instead of that private option for $1,000. You see, not knowing your flood insurance options, which are the National Flood Insurance Program and private flood insurance, could cost you thousands. It could cost you big time claim time, not just premium, but claim. You see, the National Flood Insurance Program does not currently cover replacement costs on contents, but a lot of private companies do, and that could be a big difference in claim. They don't cover things like loss of use or additional living expenses if you needed a place to temporarily live while your house was flooded. These are things that could cost you a lot with the National Flood Insurance Program because they're not available compared to having them with a private flood insurance policy. Now, what about flood zones? What if you're in the wrong flood zone? Well, this could be a big problem. One reason is it could hurt your property value. We have seen where being in the wrong flood zone could cost a property owner 10 to 20% on their property value when they go to sell a house, or they find out that flood insurance is not really required because they've been in the wrong flood zone all along. They just didn't know how to do a flood zone change on this property. So this is where understanding that you're in the correct flood zone is a big deal. Now, what about previous flooded properties? Now, these are big. Remember, currently the only way to know if a property is truly flooded, at least with the National Flood Insurance Program, is to get a list of losses from the current property owner who has to request it from FEMA or the National Flood Insurance Program. But there are other ways you could potentially detect. We work with people every day showing them how to use a home inspection to detect water intrusion. I know, because I personally did this with a home inspection to determine that a property had actually previously flooded that I was no longer interested in. So there are other ways around this, but the cost of not using these resources could cost you thousands, could cost you a lot of headaches, may not even be able to potentially sell your property. So this is the cost when it comes to flood insurance options, flood zones, and previously flooded properties. So if you're ready to take the next steps to understanding what the cost is here, how to minimize the negative cost here for yourself, three simple things. Step one, fill out the form on our website. Step two, connect with one of our flood education specialists. And step three, pick the plan that best fits your commercial needs. Thank you.